Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly, a wrestling show we bring you each and every week, and sometimes twice a week. Early start today because I've got two shows to do today. I've got to catch up on yesterday's show as well because we were out for Ben. It was Ben's birthday night out last night, but his birthday is tomorrow. So if you're in the chat there, heat up the chat and light up the chat there with some birthday emojis for Ben. He's 21 tomorrow. I'm sure he would appreciate it. But we're here tonight. It's Pro Wrestling Weekly. A few bits to talk about. Nothing major happening at the moment. But we're going to be doing a Backlash review. Get your thoughts on that. I can see you boys already in the comments there, giving your thoughts on Backlash. So we'll get into that shortly as well. A few little other bits to talk about as well, and we've a little bit of history, not a huge amount of history, a little bit of history. We'll also get your thoughts on the preliminary rounds of the King and Queen of the Ring. What you thought of that as well. How excited are you for a God getting back together party as part of the bloodline? And I'm pretty excited about that. And we also got to talk a little bit about Drew Gulak. What's your thoughts on that? You listened to Triple H. It was kind of like the press conference after Backlash was coming along, really, really nice. And of course, the awkward question out of nowhere hit him. So let me know your thoughts on that as well. We'll come to that shortly anyway. So we'll get to begin into the comments as we always do. Make sure, folks, of course, you're subscribing to the channel, hitting the bell notification button, and dropping a like on the video. Really, really important to us. And we start off. Mr. Champions League himself, Romy One Kenobi, is in straight away. Hi all. The French crowd at Backlash made the show great. Take them away, you would have had SmackDown Night 2. And simplement you. There you go. I did say actually, I meant to get it as a slide actually, but one of the guys online there is in was on Twitter. He took all the chants from Backlash and he transcribed. He put them into English, and it was very, very interesting to see it as well. Pretty cool. Romy and Kenobi. There was only one Raw match and 4 SmackDown matches. French crowd were absolutely elite. America don't deserve any wrestling shows ever. And we got the birthdays coming in for Ben. Really appreciate that, folks. Iliad versus Gunther in the King of the Ring final. Oh, say, absolutely. That was my thinking actually when the pairings and all came out and stuff like that. That would be super cool. I'll tell you one thing, and we will talk about it. I seen that picture of Sheamus's chest again, and he just writes on it, "There will be no part 4." He was beat up to say the least. And only after coming back off an injury, maybe he regretted it. Giving Gunther and Sheamus and Iliad Ricochet is almost illegal. It is, yeah, absolutely. But good lord, they lit it up. Drew Gulak deserved all he gets. When you trust someone with your welfare and they take advantage, they're a scumbag, and Drew is a prick. There we go. Yeah, and there's a certain amount of sentiment to that as well. Yeah, but we'll discuss it. It's important to discuss it. Kenny, what's the point in the Queen of the Ring getting crowned in Saudi? Should they have to wrap up bigger than a trekker in the North Pole? Love it, Kenny. Love it. Zane, big up Zane. I want Zoe Stark to win the Queen of the Ring and Gunther for the King of the Ring. Not bad shouts at all. I'm a big fan of Zoe Stark. I like her aggressive way. It does seem appealing. Shall we talk about Backlash? Let's have a chat about Backlash. Well, overall, what did we think? I think we were going into this, and of course, it's always tough on the back of the WrestleMania card. So naturally, it's difficult to hit those straps again, and generally even more difficult if you've taken it overseas. We did talk last week on the preview about Backlash and some of the moments it's given us and some of the great events they've had. They've had a couple of pretty poor ones as well, but we spoke about how, like, you know, it's a really important. There's a good lineage and a legacy and a history to Backlash, the pay per view, and it should be treated and it should be booked and it should be presented that way. But I was personally, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought there was some really, really good stuff in this. There was a little bit of clunky, but really, really good stuff in it. I did like it. I enjoyed it much more than what I thought I was going to enjoy it. And again, maybe I was persuaded a bit by the crowd, but then, we always say the crowd is really, really important in any wrestling event. It doesn't matter if you're 100 people in a gym hall or if you're 100,000 people in a stadium. And we seen that WrestleMania 40 is a perfect example of that. The difference between night one and night two, even though there was a disjointment between the structuring of the cards and stuff like that, the difference that it made with a crowd and stuff like this was really, really different. But I have to say that there wasn't a whole lot that I didn't enjoy about it. I really enjoyed it. The crowd were absolutely insane. And I heard Triple H talking about how he was getting a bit of food backstage, and they switched the monitors on for the kickoff outside with the crowd, and the crowd were insane outside. And he was worried that the crowd might blow themselves out. And I have to say, when I seen that Jey Uso entrance, and from the back row right to the front row ringside, it was all in tandem. I never seen a crowd so heavily invested in every lockup, in every movement, in every bit of psychology. They absolutely lapped it up. And it was like as if someone told them, I mean, they were very much the star of the show on this. And it was like as if someone told them that if you get invested in this and this really goes over well, this could become a yearly thing. Now, it may not necessarily be Backlash every year, but could become a yearly thing. Maybe you get the equivalent of Clash at the Castle, and you get maybe, I don't know, you know, something at the Tower, something at the Eiffel Tower, or Attack at the Arc de Triomphe or something like that. You know what I mean? They'll come up with something cool, and I have to say, with that Frouch crowd, they fully deserve it as well. And I was kind of interested beforehand as well to see like how deep it would be in terms of a French crowd, or would you get a lot of international going in there? But boy, God, the French crowd, they really lit it up, and the chants were kind of cool, and it was cool listening to Cody as well in the post match as well. He was saying about talking about them chanting and all. He said it sounded really, really cool. I wasn't too sure what they were saying, but it was cool, and that was kind of cool from Cody as well to hear that. So it was I think overall, I think it hit what it needed to hit. I have to say, I loved Orton and Owens versus the Bloodline, and Tonga Loa coming in as well, and you get your God, of course, and have a little, just me, I like to have a little graphic there for it as well. I thought it was super cool, and the way in which they do it and the aggression in which they work. What are you making of, before we talk about the other matches, in terms of this match? What are you making of Heyman at the moment? Where do you think this all spins out with Heyman? Like, he's not overly featured anymore, nearly even on the cameras and stuff like that. He's kind of well out of the way. And it's interesting the way this is going to evolve. Is he just waiting for his buddy, the head of the table, to come back, or what's going to happen there, or are these going to go in a different direction? This is going to be a serious faction when they throw in the other boy as well, Jacob, potentially, if that's the plan. Because those three boys are just absolute destroyers, and I have to say, these 4 or 5 guys, they absolutely beat the living backside off each other. And it was great to see. There was real aggression there. Kevin Owens was absolutely spectacular, and of course, talk at the moment, Kevin Owens' contract coming up as well. But my God, did he put in a shift in this match? It was absolutely incredible. And Orton as well, and they went to everywhere in the arena. They bet the living hell out of each other, and I have to say, I fully enjoyed it. I think Tiff wins the Queen of the Ring. How good was it? She was an absolute star, wasn't she, in the Bayley match with Naomi? I thought I thought the end of this match, when Naomi went over to Bayley and it was, all huggy and friendly and kissy and all, I thought was just a little bit weird. I wasn't sure how that fitted. But I have to say, Tiffany Stratton is just, she's absolutely electric at the moment, and she's going to be nailed on for the title eventually, without a doubt. We had Jay coming out. What an entrance he had. Damian Priest, of course, and the Judgment Day getting involved, and he doesn't want them involved and all this kind of thing. And are we beginning to see now the sowing of the seeds of the fracturing of the Judgment Day, where Damian Priest breaks out on his own? You've seen the heads with JD McDonough and with Balor and stuff like that. JD kind of invested a little bit more in it. He was giving it back to him and stuff like that. Balor was more kind of in shock and stuff like that. But when Jay hits those super kicks and they're on point over the ropes, they look really, really good, don't they? So it was a solid enough outing again. Damian Priest picking up the win, and then it was interesting, the two boys beating him up behind him and he pushing the two boys off. I can do this on my own kind of thing, you know. Let's take your comments. Sean, Backlash was great crack. It was great crack. Best match for me was Orton and Owens versus Bloodline, but that ref bitch was pathetic. Good lord. Mid card made great by both a fantastic crowd and great performances. Main event, even though predictable, was top class. Yeah, I did think I thought AJ and I thought Cody did a real good job on a match that was very, very predictable and stuff like that. So it did have us invested. I loved the Cody cutter off the top rope. And he sprung back. I know he caught it and it was a little bit kind of tad bit clunky, but it was kind of cool. And I wonder is that where he kind of hurt his arm a little bit. He was kind of favouring it in the press conference and stuff like that. But I thought it was really cool. I think AJ looks $1,000,000 at the moment. He looks really, really good and stuff like that and all. And I think it was a great showing by both boys. They put it out there. And hats off as well, of course. You have to say hats off to Jessica as well. I think Jessica did a great job as well. Nice to see her getting a main event and stuff like that. So pretty cool for her as well. And her development as a ref has been really, really good. And it's good in a way that it's not like, you know, I think especially in her case, they're not just pushing it out the female, the gender balance, if you like, or whatever you want to call it. I think she's really, really good. So I like what she's doing at the moment. So fair play to her. What did you make of the Kabuki Warriors versus Bianca and Jade Cargill? Let me know your thoughts on that. We'll go down through it as well. Roll me. WWE need to build a women's tag division to give Bianca and Jade some credible opponents. It's going to be difficult when you look at the sizing and stuff like that and all, isn't it? Still think, and I hope this is a fair comment, I think Jade is progressing nicely, and I like the way the company is putting her with Bianca. Bianca now is kind of, I like the way the company is looking at Bianca now as kind of that, you know, that veteran kind of, even though she's still so young, that veteran that they can lean on. And I like that. And I like the way, you know, they've put Jade with her and they've given her that responsibility and all, you know. Jade at times can look really, really powerful, and some of the stuff she can do look really, really good. But I think it's kind of the in-between stuff. I think there's a kind of an anxiousness in getting to the power move that the build up to it doesn't necessarily give us what we want. But I think she's an absolute star, there's no doubt about it, and I think they're going to be an absolute star of a tag team. Ultimately, I think it will end up eventually in a turn. And I think we will probably, you could see maybe for WrestleMania 41, Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill, and that might be pretty cool as well. But let me know what your thoughts are on it. Definitely agree, Roman Kenobi. Surely the American crowds are embarrassed by their shitty watch chants compared to that French crowd. Absolutely, but we say it all the time, man. Any of the crowds that they go through in Europe, Clash at the Castle was absolutely outstanding as well. I'm sure the Money in the Bank one was pretty cool as well. So it's kind of like it's an interesting comparable for them as well, and it comes across so good, and especially with a guy like Jey Uso, you know, who's kind of going through. You know, it's a big transition for him coming out of tag team wrestling and breaking up as the Usos, one of the greatest tag teams we've ever witnessed. And then going out there on his own and not having the brother there. And the same with Jimmy as well. So you really need to get that crowd behind you. But the other day, it kind of felt like, did it feel like kind of that yes moment with Daniel Bryan and stuff like that? Was this the moment where, you know, the company recognizes, okay, Jey Uso, yeah, you know, pretty cool, you know? And to have that crowd going with you. Now, they were brilliant from start to finish with all the wrestlers and all the interactions. But I just think that one looked like it was really something special. It's something that you look back on in your career and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. Um, did you see Tangaloa missed his time in the cup shot? Yeah, did. Hey, listen, come on. We cut him a break, won't we? We cut him a break on it. The way Heyman looked at Jay at Backlash was like, please save me. It was, wasn't it? Interesting. Interesting. I think Heyman knows that there is a leak in the boat. Yeah, good way of describing it, Sean. I like that. New Bloodline is giving me Dangerous Alliance vibes. Nice. 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 The picture JG posted of Culver Seidenreich was so funny when he was nailed to the wall. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. And you know something? It's brilliant that they now, have that little bit of freedom to do these things. Or if they don't, it comes across that way. But it's nice that they can kind of you know, have a kind of have a pop off each other and stuff like that. And I thought that whole thing with Michael Cole, I thought it's really cool as well and stuff like that and all, and it's nice. It's nice the way they're doing it. I do like it and stuff like that. It's so entertaining. At Romy Kenobi, turns out Heidenreich was a coal miner. I met Heidenreich. He was over here for a show down in the moat, actually. Um, didn't really want to ask him about the Road Warrior situation. That's Sean. Absolutely. It was fine, I suppose. The day Jay turns on Bianca, I'll get behind her. This babyface run doesn't suit her. It kind of doesn't. Sure, it doesn't. Because if you look at the press conferences as well, the way she comes across, like there's confidence, there's overconfidence, and then there's arrogance. And maybe I'm catching on to it that maybe they're sowing the seed early, are they? But she seemed to talk over Bianca a lot during the press conference, didn't she? Now maybe it could be just timing or the excitement of winning the belts and all that kind of stuff. But I thought Bianca was getting a little bit frustrated with her, like just talking and talking. Tag team is all about timing, and it's even at press conferences and promos. Did you discuss the thought process of sodomizing Michael? No, we didn't. We didn't at all, to be honest. He's a big dude as well. He's a big dude, our Heidenreich. Bianca and Jay giving me team of Doom vibes. Funny story about how the Heidenreich Cole angle came about. It came to Vince in a dream and he thought it would be funny. Are we surprised? Um, I like Camille better than Jade. Niall, did you watch? I haven't. I am going to watch it this week. I had no time at the weekend at all. I was flat out here with stuff going on, so I never had a chance. I didn't watch it. I literally was looking to watch Backlash in the press conference. Or did you discuss his fear of caskets? No, no, we didn't. It was just a passing chat, wasn't it? There wasn't a whole lot to it. So what's our rate? What are we giving Backlash? What are we giving Backlash? If you had to rate Backlash out of 10, what would you be giving it? Overall, let me know in the chat. What do you think? If you're giving a rating for Backlash out of 10, what are you giving it? Are we giving it an 8? 8.5? I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good, but let me know. Acer's a 5? A 5? Jesus, that's hard. Half. Sure, just for the Bloodline match and Tonga Loa showing up gets more than a 5, didn't it? There we go. That's more like it. And he's dropping the French. I give a 5, decent enough, but no men tag team matches was mad. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like there wasn't a huge amount, dare I say, not a huge amount on it, but when I was watching it, it didn't feel like when I was watching it, I didn't feel like I was shortchanged on it to that point. Less is more. I love that. Do you ever notice that? Isn't that always the answer, especially with wrestling fans as well? We felt they'd done us out 2 more matches. We could have 2 more matches, and then it's always less is more. They say that even in matches, don't they? Less is more. If you've ever gone to a training or a seminar and all, that's less is more. They always say it. Right, we got our announcement finally. Las Vegas, right on the Kentucky Derby. Where give me these first. Maybe have an IC title match would have been good. Yeah, that's a show. In fairness, that's a show. Rebecca Quinn hat was absolutely shambolic. I don't know what that outfit was. Now I did think Seth was looking quite dapper. This is the Kentucky Derby. Um, 5 matches is a lovely length. Yeah, absolutely. Seven due to the fact that even though it was predictable from start to finish, put on a great show. Yeah, not bad, Kenny. That's good. Big up, Del Boy. Hope you're good, my friend. Hope you're having a good week. Make sure you check out Del's channel as well. Big Gunners fan, big Arsenal fan. Massive 2 weeks coming up for those boys, both himself and Kenny. Arsenal fans, so massive for them coming. Becky Reid and Lady Gaga's wardrobe. Yeah, it was a bit mad, wasn't it? Yeah, but it was kind of cool, and it was kind of cool the way they dropped as well. Now, this was probably the worst kept secret, and I seen the response from the was it your one the mayor of Minnesota, and she said like she sounded very very disappointed, but it sounded like WWE are going to look after them in the background and give them a couple of events and stuff like that. But I thought the announcement was really really cool and the video for it and everything else and all, and Triple H obviously teased it in the press conference and stuff. But we got Raider Stadium, the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas for WrestleMania 41. Um, Big up there, boy. Tombstone that like button, people. There you go. Seth was dressed like John Gotti. He was, wasn't he? I liked it though. I liked it. He's pretty cool. I tell you, out of all the outfits he's been wearing in the last year, that was probably the one I liked the most. But I thought he looked really cool. It was just weird with what Becky was wearing, wasn't it? Like that hat was just crazy. I don't know what that was about. But certainly he looked the business. He looked quite dapper and stuff like that. And all. I thought it was really cool. Set wearing a napkin suit. Just saying, Aviva Stadium. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. WrestleMania package is on sale in June. I don't have to worry about that. I booked my accommodation today, so we're staying just off the strip in the Marriott. Really looking forward to going. Can't wait. I've never been to Las Vegas, so I wanted to experience it. Want to see Raider Stadium as well, and everything that Las Vegas has to offer. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. So I won't have to get a package though. We were just down the normal cheap option that we always do. That hat Becky has can pick up RTE. I'd say that hat that Becky had on could probably pick up the International Space Station. Um, Maybe it was a tip to our shows last week. Was it the Flat Earth show? Maybe that's what that hat was. It looks quite flat earthish on top, maybe, or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, it was crazy. But great to get it confirmed now and stuff like that. So if you are going to WrestleMania, let us know. We do some meetups and stuff like that, and we go to a couple of signings and barbecues and all that kind of stuff, and share a few drinks, of course, as well. But it's going to be unbelievable. Las Vegas. It's going to be absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait. Now, what do we make of this? And I've seen footage today from this man as well that I didn't bring into the show, but footage of him having a bit of a Barney in a restaurant or a bar, was he? I didn't get the full detail of what it was over. I don't know whether any of you seen it. You can enlighten me. My guess is it was probably over a bill, I would imagine. But let me know. Naturally. There you go. Uh, Ric Flair says he legitimately suffered a heart attack during his last match in July in 2022. Which for me seems kind of weird if that's the case, and I've no reason to doubt the man. I'd say there's certain days go by where this man has a heart attack and maybe he doesn't even realise. Um, he's just immune to it really at this stage. But what did you make of this? And then obviously him wanting to be involved in the Sting stuff in AEW and stuff like that, which is kind of a little bit strange as well. But of course, we don't want that to happen to the Nature Boy. You can see his trunks in there behind me, set of signed trunks and stuff like that. Big fan of Ric Flair. And I actually have the retirement figure somewhere there with the Jim Crockett Promotions logo on it. I got it at Clash of the Castle. So I was very, very happy to pick that up. You, Ric Flair fan. I also have a Schamberger somewhere. It's in the shop actually with the £10 of gold. But yeah, there you go. I don't think we're surprised, but are we believing it? Who's believing it in the chat? Is it legit or is it not? Right. This is sure to stoke people in the chat. Drew Gulak, gone from WWE. This was a very out of left field question. Out of left field question at the press conference that had gone very, very well. Triple H was about to go, and then he realised he had a few extra minutes before the Kentucky Derby. So he took a couple more questions, and one of the questions was on Drew Gulak leaving the company, and was it based on the allegations that had come out in relation to Ronda Rousey? And I think Triple H was quite diplomatic in the way he answered it. He didn't get bogged down in too much detail. He basically said that first of all, that he wasn't released. He said his contract was up for renewal and they chose not to renew it. Now, they seem to be getting a number of people out the door at the moment, so it's interesting to see. We also found out yesterday as well that they didn't renew the contract of Jerry the King Lawler. He was with the company God knows how long now and stuff like that. So it seems there's a serious shift in the way things are going at the moment. And it's going to be interesting to see how that all pans out. But we'll keep an eye on. What we'll do is we'll put together kind of a listing of who's kind of gone, and we'll maybe discuss it on a later show and stuff like that, because me thinks it's probably not finished yet. There's probably still a lot more to come, so we'll see what happens. But let me know your Ric Flair was revived with the retirement match money. Absolutely. He faked a heart attack in the match. He had loads of legends at ringside and they were all fucking pissed at the end. No, yeah, it was crazy. When you had Cody coming out and talking about you in a negative way, tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, it does. And of course, all the information was coming out. This stuff about how people down in the performance center will be returning from injury and stuff like that, and he'd be targeting those injuries of people who've just come back and also seem to be kind of operating in kind of a high level shithousery way. And again, that's the allegations that are out there, but he's gone from the company and stuff like that. But it does sound a lot more than just the information that was coming out from the Ronda Rousey stuff. So yeah, we'll keep an eye. I'm sure there's going to be more that will come out about it. Why couldn't Jay Lethal have just been worked over? Then Rick comes in and wins with the greatest hits. There's an addiction there to getting colour, isn't there? And that just does not leave your body. And when you know it's your last match, it's your last chance to get everything in that you're synonymous for, and you'll want to get it in there. So that's what happens. No one will touch Drew now, and he deserves all the karma. Yeah, some of the stories are pretty bad, aren't they, Romy and Kenobi? It's a really, really bad look. But someone will book it. There's no doubt about it, and we know it. We've seen it because we've seen worse getting booked. Right. What do we think? King and Queen of the Ring. Where are we going with it? How do we see it filtering out? I think you're kind of nailed on really for a Gunther Iliad, aren't you? Which will be brilliant for Iliad. How do we see the women's one? How do we see the women's one panning out? And also for King and Queen of the Ring, also for the Saudi show, we got Becky versus Liv Morgan, which I'm really, really looking forward to. Who's on the Liv Morgan train? Let us know in the chat who's on the Liv Morgan train. I certainly am. Iliad will win it. Yeah, I think so. You think, Romeo, you going for Iliad Gunther in the final, and you think Gunther will do the job for him? Interesting. That'd be pretty cool. Henry, what's the flaming crack? Niall Powell just came in to give you a like. Appreciate it, Henry, as always. Folks, make sure you're going over and subscribing to Henry's channel as well. Out there on YouTube. We did a great show last week over there on all things Liverpool. We got to talk about everything. It was quite the therapy session, and it must have worked because we had a good weekend. I wouldn't be on the Live train if I got a free ticket. What's wrong with you? You've just been given Becky socks over the hat. Now you're not on the Live train. What's wrong? Are you feeling the pressure for the Champions League tomorrow night? You feeling that bit of pressure? Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, I'm definitely on the live train. And like the story with Becky, but I like Liv Morgan. I think she's very good. So that's it. What are we thinking? What are we thinking for the women's one? It was mentions earlier for Zoe Stark. Are we thinking Zoe Stark? Io Sky. The women's one is a much more difficult one, isn't it? To break down. What are we looking at final wise? Liv and Dom are Lita and Edge 2.0 with Rhea being Matt. Yeah, did you see that? That was cool, wasn't it? In the background, the two of them walking out of the changing room, one after the other and stuff like that. And, yeah, it was just so cool. They're building to something there as well, aren't they? Could they be building? Could they be building, folks, to a Liv with the belt going into the Judgment Day? Could we see that? And then Rhea coming back, and we have that Judgment Day. Who's that top lady? Power struggle. Would we be surprised if Liv rocked up at the Judgment Day with the belt? If she wins the belt off Becky? That might be pretty cool. That could be pretty cool. And then we know once she has the belt, all roads and lead to Rhea when Rhea's back. That's just the way it's going to go. Big up, Daz. Who do you think Cody face at the pay-per-view? At the Saudi one? I don't know. I don't know. It's a real difficult one now with the booking for Cody, isn't it? Howdy, Howdy Bo will not be happy. His girls is the new mommy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're still teasing us as well, aren't they? Still teasing us with the little videos, the little snippets and stuff like that and all. But surely we must be getting close at this stage to seeing something in relation to this, eh? What you reckon? I did read an article there the other day that it's not going to go. It's not going to quite look or feel in the way that we expect it to. It's going to look different anyway. So it'll be interesting to see when it does come out what it looks like. Right, let's take a little bit of history. I have a little bit of history here for you for this week. And then I have some really good. I made up for it this week in terms of birthdays because last week was a bit light. This week is a little bit loaded and really good ones in there for you to enjoy. So we'll start off with history. 1986, the David Von Erich Memorial Parade of Champions event was held by World Class Championship Wrestling in front of 32,123 fans at the Texas Stadium in Irving near Dallas, Texas. In an emotional main event, of course, Kerry Von Erich defeated Ric Flair to win his only NWA World Heavyweight Championship. This week, 1986. 2002, World Wrestling Federation Entertainment, the corporate name of the World Wrestling Federation, announces via press release that they have changed their name to World Wrestling Entertainment and will henceforth be known as WWE. The change was as a result, of course, of the lawsuit by the World Wildlife Fund. And I was looking back at the old videos there of Get the F Out and just going down a bit of memory lane and stuff like that. And they were absolutely comical. Remember the one, what was the one with the WWF scribble logo on the head and someone punched it and just takes the F clean off and all. Really, really cool. Really cool. Sorry, Baz first. Is an AWA pay-per-view next, then the WWE King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring. Acers will let you know that I'm horrific on dates. I think it'll be the King and Queen of the Ring next, won't it? Because that's only Saudi's only a couple of weeks away, isn't it? It's going to come up pretty quick, I think. Niall, if you watch Joe Gacy's promo from November on the side of the road, he said the noises in his ear gets louder and louder, and if you listen carefully, you hear a yowie wowie whisper. There you go. There you go. There you go. 2002. This feels like nearly a Dark Side of the Ring recap. 2002, Scott Hall was released from WWE after a pattern of unprofessional behaviour, culminating on an incident on the flight back from the UK that was dubbed the plane ride from hell due to the misbehaviour of various members of the roster. And likewise, this week, 2002 as well, WWE announces the release of Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig as a result of the incidents that took place on the recent flight back from Europe, dubbed by the media as the plane ride from hell. And if you want to check out, we did a review. It's up there on the channel of the plane ride from hell. And it was absolutely hilarious, the preview or the review that we did. 1985, the first ever episode of Saturday Night's Main Event is taped at the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. The most high-profile match on the card saw Hulk Hogan take a disqualification win over Bob Orton with Hogan's WWF Championship on the line. There you go. No, Romy Kenobi. Scott Hall said to Will Sasso back in 2002, "You look the kind of dude to eat and do coke at the same time." I know, yeah. Those Will Sasso impersonations. Wow. He has them down, doesn't he? He has them down. 2013 was a sad day for wrestling. Romy Kenobi, you'll be happy this came in. 2013. Japanese wrestling legend Kenta Kobashi officially retired from in-ring competition. What a competitor Kenta Kobashi was. Check out the matches against Joe on the Ring of Honor side of things and stuff like that. No, but absolutely unbelievable. I think he did a load of work. So he's working, I think it was in Noah, wasn't it? It was incredible as well. But what a wrestler. Just imagine if we could get it. What's a dream match for Kobashi? Kobashi versus Gunther. Kobashi versus Gunther. Let that settle in. Kobashi versus Gunther. Oh my God. That would be a match. That was a sad day for me. I loved him. Absolutely. He was incredible. Incredible he was. Right, let's take some notable birthdays. We start off 1988, Dakota Kai. 1984, Mr. KO himself. Maybe versus Gunther or Sheamus. Yeah. Or maybe versus Gunther and Sheamus. 25 this month, King and Queen of the Ring. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's coming up about 2 weeks or so. Kevin Owens himself, 1984, celebrates his birthday this week. The man who just rocked up, Tangaloa, 1983, celebrates his birthday as well. Colt Cabana, 1980. Some people would wonder why I even mentioned that with our little small bit of history. Brian Knobbs, 1964. Will Ospreay, 1993. Tommaso Ciampa, 1985. Arriba, Tito Santana, 1953. William Regal, 1968. And Billy Kidman, 1974. And we rounded out with one that had to be put out there on his own. 1965. The late, great Owen Hart. What a wrestler he was. What a showman and everything else and all. And I say Natty was putting out tweets, and I think Brett was putting out tweets as well. It's his birthday today. So we're thinking about you, Owen. Happy birthday today, 1965. Can't wait till Fatu joins WWE. The guy is killing it in GCW. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's gonna be some structure there, isn't there? Some structure there. Well, that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Pretty quick this week, actually. 39 minutes. Did well. Will Ospreay is today as well. Yeah, Will Ospreay's birthday, yeah. 1993. There we go. Absolutely. So I hope you enjoyed it. That was our Backlash kind of review and a couple of other bits and stuff like that. It's always dampened down a little bit after WrestleMania, so hopefully next week we bring you a little bit more. I will be doing a review tomorrow from the finale of Dark Side of the Ring. Season 5 is tonight with the Saturday one with Vince, the power move and all that kind of stuff. So we will review that tomorrow for you at some stage and put it up there on the channel. Don't forget to catch me tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be on at 9 for a slightly different version of the Monday mashup. We're not going to do it on the Tuesday. Similar kind of format and stuff like that. But we do have a guest on as well as myself and Mark for a little while tonight at the start of the show. Tony Brown is going to be joining us, better known to people as Browner. He's going to be joining us. He looks after Legends 11. So this is the man who puts together most of the Legends games that you see around the country. And so he's going to be joining us for about 10 or 15 minutes roughly. He's going to be telling us about Legends 11, what's going on, who's coming over, what are the matches coming up, and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to go and see them, where do you go to get tickets? What's the kind of cost? All that kind of stuff. I have to say, folks, I've been to a number of these Legends games, and they're great fun. They're great fun. Even go, like, it doesn't even matter if it's your own team's Legends or anything like that. Go and meet these guys. The personalities are unbelievable. I got to meet Brian McClare and Wes Brown and John Hartson, to name but a few and all. And these guys are absolutely electric. They haven't lost a beat. And I tell you, Brian McClare on the pitch, he's still a heck of a footballer as well and stuff like that. And you've seen the other videos that Mark sends in from time to time, Dennis Irwin and the name, Keith Gillespie was there and a few others and stuff like that. So make sure, join us tonight at 9 o'clock for, I think I called it Tuesday Trash Up or something like that. So, because we obviously weren't going on a Monday, but it's basically the Monday mashup on the Tuesday. If you can't join us, appreciate you joining us on the wrestling show. Make sure you hit a like on the way out. And I'll talk to you again real soon. Cheers, folks. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We got two to go. A couple of comments just to finish it out. Romy One Kenobi, Will Ospreay versus Swerve Wembley. I'll be there. Sounds good. 4 defeats left of United Humiliation. Yeah, unbelievable. Who killed WCW says, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. The 4-parter put together with The Rock and the lads from Dark Side of the Ring. So that should be interesting. Russo versus Corny Uganda match on the Dirt Bucket Niall on the Dirt match. Good Lord. The day after Double or Nothing pay-per-view. There we go. Big up, Daz. Appreciate the update. Right, folks. Talk to you again. See you at 9 o'clock if you can join us. If not, enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll talk to you during the week. Cheers.